Welcome to the Conscious Publicist Podcast, a space where thoughts become ideas to advocate for a more conscious human experience in the media. Our thoughts and ideas inspire action, and the most notable leaders and organizations have transformed thoughts and ideas into global initiatives that have impacted the lives of millions. My name is Ashley Graham, and as a woman-owned business founder and publicist, I guide leaders, visionaries, and creators in discovering their conscious media voice and methodologies that inspire connection, community, and impact through aligned media channels. In this podcast, we'll dive into public relations, thought leadership, business, and entrepreneurship, all through the lens of being a conscious human being. I'll take you behind the scenes into the habits, thoughts, and modalities that have helped leaders shift past paradigms of limiting beliefs, comparison, and self-doubt to show up for themselves to become the subject matter experts they were called to be. Subscribe to the show on Apple or Spotify and join us on this journey of awakening the conscious, enlightened leader within you. If you are seeking a high-frequency conversation where we chat about money mindset and its connection to manifestation, then you're in the right place. On today's episode, I'm thrilled to be joined by the incredible Jacqui Vasquez, also known as Jacqui. Jacqui is a money mindset coach, an NLP, hypnosis, and EFT practitioner, an author, and an international transformational speaker. Jacqui guides female entrepreneurs to clear away their money blocks and truly heal their generational wealth blocks so that they can attract the financial freedom and massive success in their business that they deserve. If you've ever struggled with limiting beliefs around money or want to learn how to manifest more efficiently, then you'll get a lot of wisdom from this episode. It was my goal for this episode to leave you inspired and equipped with actionable strategies to transform your relationship with abundance. And as this is a long conversation today, I'm going to keep my introduction short. So without further ado, let's welcome Jacqui Vasquez to the Conscious Publicist Podcast. Jacqui, oh my goodness. Your energy, your brilliance, I cannot wait to share that with my audience here on the Conscious Publicist Podcast. I'm going to ask you the $1 million question today. What story are you looking to tell through your brilliance and your wisdom?
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. The one story I want to tell in regard to what I'm here to share, I am all about, and if you don't know who I am, I'm a money mindset coach. I am the manifestation experience. And so I am all about manifesting, really creating the reality that we want to live through our thoughts, our feelings, and intentionally doing it. So oftentimes we're manifesting so unintentionally, like just saying whatever. But when we intentionally manifest, we create the reality we want to live. So funny, the story I want to tell, honestly, is how I got the opportunity to quit my good government job. Because I manifested this. It's when I was presented with the opportunity to leave my job, I think back to the fact that I have been talking about this forever. I talked about it to anybody and everybody who would listen. I would share business ideas that I had, and I would always tell people, like, I'm not going to be here forever. I may not even retire from this place. I'll probably quit. And to say all those things and then now be presented with an opportunity to do so, I quickly hit the resign button. Actually, let's not say quickly. I slowly hit it because I was scared because I was like, how am I going to sustain myself? But what I've done since leaving my job is I've started my own flower shop. And that's something that has been on every single one of my vision boards. It's something that, even on one of my vision boards, it says flower house. And I've started my flower business out of my garage. So, flower house. But it all started with seeing the vision in my head. I've been seeing it since I was like 10. And then it went to not just seeing it in my head, but making the statements of, I am a florist. I do flowers and I would do it for friends and family. I even did my best friend's wedding and I was the maid of honor, but I didn't have a flower shop. So all of this has led up to the overall dream, but all of this was a part of the dream. And the dream started with seeing it in my mind first, speaking it out loud, feeling into the feelings, and then I was able to receive.
That is incredible. First off, congratulations. It's
You.
not something you gave me the official reveal on. So, this is kind of curiosity. So, are you still doing your money mindset work
Absolutely.
in tandem with the flower house?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason for that being is because we as humans are multifaceted. We have so many gifts. We're given a plethora of gifts. And a lot of times we're like, oh, but this doesn't go, or oh, I just need to focus on this one only. All of your gifts can flow in order with one another. I've been spending all my time working this 9 to 5 and doing the coaching. Now I'm just filling it with something that makes me happy, something that brings me joy, and I'm still going to do that. I'm still coaching. I had a coaching call this morning. I'm still coaching and I'm booked for speaking gigs through May. I'm still coaching, right? But on those days, I block out time to do my coaching and do the thing that I love to serve the people as well as serve the people with beauty, flowers, and all that other stuff on the other side.
That's so beautiful. And I classify myself as a multi passionate, multi-dimensional woman.
Yes.
I cannot have my hands in one thing. I need to be doing many different creative things. I also have passion projects, things that I like to do around the home. I would love to get your perspective on the beauty and the value in that. I know that there's some people from either thought leadership or women entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs in general, they think that they only have to be this one version of themselves.
Yes.
And again, shifting reality, you don't have to be just one version. So take us home with how we can
Yes.
help somebody like understand that is something worth embracing and honoring and respecting.
Yes. So when it comes to manifesting anything in your life, it's so funny because we've been told that you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's what we've been told. But let's be honest. You made the cake. Who doesn't want to eat it? Here's this cake in front of me. Why can't I eat it too? And I live by the motto of both. If I have two options, I'm always going to choose both. And the reason I get to choose both is because I am worthy and deserving of both. It's what you are allowing yourself to have. Your life is not supposed to be set up a nice little path that everybody said that you're supposed to be on. That's not how your life has to be set up. Your life can be whatever you want it to be. And allowing yourself to choose all the things that bring you joy, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to have both. You're allowed to eat your cake and have it too. All of these things are allowed for you. And the only thing stopping us from that is saying, oh, I can't have all that, or I don't deserve it, or all of the programming from our past, from what other people have said, from how other people are telling us that we get to live our lives. You get to choose whatever. You get to guide and have your own path. You get to say, this is the path I'm on, and it's meant for just me. And when we try to be within a cookie cutter idea of what everyone else wants us to be, we don't get to fully live our lives out wholly the way that we're meant to. So, where do you begin to formulate your own path? You get to bring in everything that you want, and you get to always have both.
You were speaking through one of these narratives that I've actually been ideating and teasing on the podcast, which is the process of not conforming.
Mm,
Now, in the context of storytelling, thought leadership, my perspective to that image or to that way of living is how your human centric story is not supposed to conform to what is normal for others or other people's opinions or perspectives. It's about owning and honoring your true identity and how that identity evolves as you evolve as a creative, as a human being, as a social impact leader, whatever identity you do claim for yourself, it's going to evolve and you can hold multiple truths within those realities or in those identities simultaneously with one another. So to me, that beautifully portrayed what that practice is. You do not have to conform to the cookie cutter way of business or living or being that we see all the time.
Okay. I was about to say, if y'all can see me, you see me snapping. I'm over here just feeling it. I'm like, yes. And it's true because, again, no two blades of grass are the same. No two snowflakes that fall from the sky are the same. You, my love, are uniquely made. This is how nature was made. Nature was made like this. When you look at flowers, there's no two flowers that look the same. And so roses may look alike, but let me tell you, they sure aren't. They are not. Some have more thorns than others, some smell better than others. So you have to remember that you have been so uniquely made that whatever is that gift that is you, because that means everything that is you. All of the beautiful things that you find to be easy and effortlessly, like those things are beautifully made to be you. Showing up in all of them is what makes you unique. When people say, "Oh, I didn't know you did flowers, Jacqui," me showing up within the floral industry is what makes me unique, right? And so I love that I get to add that in with everything else that I'm doing.
The fact that we're having this conversation during the time of season of rebirth and
Yeah.
growth and transformation, I would love to dive deeper into your lens and your life. You're obviously transforming and blossoming in this career way. But I know that we talked about in our one on one all of the ways that you practice manifestation for yourself, even just around your own experiences that you want to call in. But if I'm remembering correctly, it was more so around the mindset and how you view yourself that you also tie into this manifestation practice. So tell us a little bit about that because when I think about shifting our reality, especially around manifestation, it first starts within before we can even attract the external
Yeah.
inwards.
Yes. Your inner world creates your outer world. So whatever you're seeing in your outer world has everything to do with what's going on inside you. The people that you're interacting is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. The amount of money that you have in your bank is a direct reflection with how you feel about yourself. Because it's all about what you allow yourself to have, right? Whether it's allowing yourself to have beautiful friendships, allowing yourself to have a thriving business. You may be saying, "Jacqui, I want to have that thriving business." But the thing is, you're not allowing it because there's something inside internally telling you you can't, you won't, you don't deserve, why you shouldn't be you. There's something inside that's stopping your behavior. So, what I do is I do a lot of internal work. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't have that much time in a day." Coming from a busy mom, trust me, there's not a lot of time in the day. But I will definitely affirm myself because my thoughts become my behaviors. And so one of the things that I've affirmed is I'm speaking, traveling the world. I went to Paris last year in March, became an international speaker. I am speaking, traveling the world, right? It was an affirmation that I had been saying for years, but it became my manifested reality. How? Because all of a sudden, because I think of myself as a speaker who travels the world, I see the opportunities. I apply for the speaking gigs. There's a speaking gig I'm applying for in Cape Cod, Africa, right? Like I'm a speaker who travels the world. And so when you become that person, you say it enough, it becomes you. You say it enough, you believe it to be true, and you attract at the point in which you believe. And so affirmations are a huge thing for me. Also, journaling. What you write, you invite. When you write it down, your mind sees the picture. It doesn't see the words. Your mind sees the picture. And we manifest twice. The first time is in our mind. The second time is in our physical reality. So if I'm writing it down and I'm journaling about it, my mind sees that picture and all of a sudden I'm creating it as my reality. And before I know it, I'm meeting the right people. I'm saying the right things. I am interacting with the appropriate person. I'm posting a video randomly, just talking, not knowing I'm saying anything special, and it goes viral, right? Things like this begin to align because you're now aligned, not only in your mind, but with your emotions. And now the energy of the world, of the universe, of everything, you become a magnet for everything that's meant to bring that manifestation to reality. That made sense.
It absolutely made sense. And going back to the point that you said in conversations, some people, especially busy moms, busy parents, busy humans,
Yes.
we don't think that we have the time available to us to do that deep, intensive manifestation work, but it can be as simple
Yes.
as just being aware, cognitively aware of how you speak to yourself
Yes.
internally, externally, but then
Yes.
also just journaling and
Mhm.
writing out what you want to speak into existence.
Yes. 1000%. We all think we don't have time, but you got time for what you got time for, right? You make time for what you want to make time for. If I know that I am writing my future story with every word that I state, with every emotion that I'm feeling, I'm gonna make some time to create. And the reality for most of us is it's just carving it out. I deserve to create my reality. So I deserve to create the vision board. I deserve to create my reality. So I deserve to write out my vision, my future, because how is everything going to align for me to get there if I don't even know what it is? I need to know what it is. And if I don't know what it is, let me sit down and write it down. What is it going to hurt me? Or if I know that I'm lacking in the area of feeling confident, right? I'm going to remind myself every day I am confident until confidence becomes me, right? Like we get to choose and give yourself 5 minutes for affirmations. Or maybe you're telling yourself you don't have time, set a timer. Every day at 9:30, we say these affirmations and have it attached to a timer in your phone. One of my favorite things to do is I have a timer. It goes off 9, 12, and 3 p.m., right? And the affirmation literally states, I am an energetic match for multi-million dollars. Every day, 9, 12, and 3. You're going to hear me say it every day. And I also have a timer set for a dance party. 9:30, I'm going to do a dance party. Sounds weird. Why? Because energetically, it makes me feel good. I could be anywhere, walking across the street, girl, dancing, right? 9:30, it goes off. And don't let me be around other people. They're like, what's that alarm for? Oh, it's my dance party. You want to dance with me? Yeah. And so we all end up dancing, even if it's for just a few minutes. It raises your vibration to bring in the happiness, to bring in the joy, so you can attract the beautiful things that you deserve.
I'm going to put that back in my phone. I need to think about my affirmation, something that I greatly desire right now, and just
Yes.
have that be a constant reminder.
Yes. Let the alarm remind you if you feel like you don't have the time, or even with journaling, you feel like you don't have the time. Set an alarm for every day at 10 o'clock. I'm going to journal no matter where I'm at. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and I'm going to journal. You spend so much time taking care of everybody else, everything else. You run to the job, you run to the family, you run to the whatever party is going on, you running everywhere else. Carve out the time for you.
Oh, yes. And I think that's also easily digestible for some people. I think when you talk about manifestation or you hear about manifestation or some of the more intensive internal, external work, we get stuck in the how. It's not
Yes.
necessarily the why, but it's about the how. How can I apply this and implement this into my daily life when I already feel like my time is being maxed out?
Yeah.
It could be something as simple as bringing a little bit of awareness to this new way of thinking and being and acknowledging this is how I can manifest.
Very easy. All you got to do is hold the thought for 17 seconds and your manifestation process has started. Hold it for a minute, honey. You already attracted. This already on its way to you. Give yourself 5 minutes, baby. You golden. And so I think so many of us get caught up in the time. I need so much time. There's this one manifestation trick that is called 5 by 55, and you write something down. Man, it takes a lot of time. Or even the 369 method, having to write something down 3 times and 6 times and 9 times. You know how many times I forgot in the afternoon to go write it down? I'm like, oh my God, I forgot the afternoon. Or here comes the night, and I ain't wrote nothing down. The next morning, I'm waking up like, oh, I ain't even do last night. It happens to all of us. We give ourselves grace and we show up again another day.
Just the fact that you even said the 55 by 5 manifestation technique and the 369 method. I actually talked about the 55 by 5 technique here on the podcast because
Really?
I've done that. I've done that a handful of times. My hand starts cramping and
Oh,
I push through. My handwriting starts from looking nice and polished and then ends up looking like
scribble
scribbles at
crabble.
the end of the
Mhm.
day. But it works. It works even just as a practice, just to decompress and unwind at the end of the day, while also simultaneously reprogramming your mind.
Yes.
There's such a beautiful connection to that. But
So
similarly to the 369, you actually have that as the day one journaling practice in your journal, your business profitable.
I do.
I want this to be like a really nice segue to that. I don't know how much you offer this journal. I've just been blessed to be able to get this in my hands.
Yes.
But for anyone listening, Jacqui does have this Journal Your Business Profitable workbook. I
Yes.
believe it's 30 days, the whole
30
entire
days.
program, right?
It sure is. And it's $22 for the journal. It's nothing crazy, but it's a full page journal because I want you to write. I want you to get into it. And I have a young lady going through it right now. She's on day 14 and she's like, oh my God, so many things have happened to me. And it can happen so quickly. First 7 days in, so many things can happen to you. Like when you really sit down and do it, it'll rock your socks off. And then I have a little barcode at the bottom where I do energetic work in another platform. So you can come get meditations, EFT tappings, affirmations, wherever you may be struggling, but they're all aligned to the days.
How you've designed and structured this journal, I think, is fantastic. And going into building the routine around it, I will say I am not consecutive in following this journal by any means, but it is something that is either on my desk or my nightstand, and I look at it every single day. And every single day that I do look at this, I'm reminded of the commitment that I made to myself to use this as a tool to shift into this new direction that I'm going in with my business. And I find myself with the boss statement that's listed at the beginning. I find myself repeating, excuse me, that boss statement every single time I look at it. So
Yes.
even though I'm not intensively journaling and
No.
transcribing and channeling, it still has been able to create this pattern where every single time I see it and I feel the energy of the book, I'm reminded of what my boss statement and my commitment is for myself.
Like you said, it's just getting that statement in your head. That's all it is. And now everything else can align to make sure that statement comes true for you. And I just wanted to say this to consistency. That's okay. Okay. You know how many journaling things I've had where I will be journaling for a good 3, 4 days and then fall off? Come right back to it. There's a muscle memory in your brain that'll be like, oh, we already started making this new neural pathway. Okay, let's continue finishing it. No matter when you come back, your brain is going to be like, oh, yeah, yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah, let's get back on it. And it wants you to be successful. Your brain wants you to be successful. So, honey, do a couple days, get away, come back, or even consistently keep going. No matter what, it'll magically change your life. Yes.
It's a perfect reminder of how transformative this work is.
Yes.
And you hear it said all the time. Business success is all about mindset, belief systems. But it's like, I think that there's something more to it. There's
Yeah.
something more than the cognitive connection to reprogramming the mind. But I think that doing intentional work like this or intentional reflection work like this, it gets you reflecting on how impactful your work is for not only for yourself, but other people as well.
Yes.
For me, this has been like a catalyst to go back and reflect on why I want to do the work that I want to do in the first place. For me, it's always about community and people and helping people find their voice through recognizable terms such as PR, media, thought leadership.
Yes.
But this brings me back to the why and the heart and the soul, and I
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
So, through this lovely journal, which everyone should have in their hands, and then the work that you do on the money mindset side, how
Yeah.
have you been able to bridge those two together through your own unique signature methodology of how you help other people?
Oh, I love this question. Money mindset has everything to do with how you think and feel about money. And so with the journal, I was bridging manifestation and money mindset together because if you change your mindset, now we need to create. Like you've shifted it from all those thoughts because we have a lot of thoughts from our family, from our friends, from our teachers, from our environment, our society that have been given to us, especially with women. I speak a lot to women. And when it comes to women, think about it. We're paid less than a man. Think about what that does subconsciously to us, right? And so when we shift our mindset to be able to be in a room and speak up for what we want, to be able to ask for the raises that we deserve, or to be able to even ask the client for the high ticket item that you're selling, you we have to stand in that confidence. And for a lot of women, we don't have it. And so I like to do the money mindset work because let's shift from that. We have forgiveness, we have a lot of things that we can go to. Lining up with your why is one of them. When you align with your why, like I said, it illuminates the path for you to be able to see where you're going. And so when you do all of those things, now what? Now we create, right? And that's why the journal is so good because in the journal, we clear money blocks in the journal. We go into the journal, we say, what's holding you back? Why don't you have it? We write it all down and who do we need to forgive? And we forgive these people. And once we do all of those things, now I'm going to take you through a journey of creating the new reality. And so the bridging the gap between the two has everything to do with, they have everything to do with each other. Like I have these mindset blocks that are keeping me, but now that I've cleared them, I'm allowing myself to dream bigger. I'm allowing myself to want more. I'm allowing myself to say, hey, I'm an energetic match for multi-million dollars rather than saying I'd be okay with about 10,000 a month. Right? That's a different energy. That's a six figure energy versus a seven figure energy. And I have to get myself there. And in order to get myself there, I have to see why. Like you said, why is big. And then I have to know what am I going to do with the money once I get it? Where's it going? What am I spending it on? Who do I get to be? So all of that stuff matters. And I feel like that's really bridged the gap between everything that I'm doing from the mindset to the manifesting. They go together.
I love how you just touched upon the question, or I'm excited to get to that, which is how do I plan on using the money? Everything is energy. I always think of the pendulum that in order for something to come in, it swings on one side. Something
Yes.
also has to go out. It's the fluidity. And that was the biggest thing that was a shift for me when I started doing intensive money work. When I started my entrepreneur journey between 2016 and 2017, that I realized how many limiting beliefs and scarcity thoughts that I had around money. And entrepreneurship will unlock all of that for you.
Yes, it will.
And so, one of the biggest catalysts for me was realizing that I was stuck in this pattern that when I knew that I received money, I felt that I had to hold on to it and only give it in the ways that fulfilled my security or my stability. Put it towards my rent, towards my
Yes.
utilities and food, but there was no room that I was giving myself for play and
Oh,
fun and joy and creativity. And I was like, wow. So I went from a 9 to 5, basically back into that 9 to 5 mentality.
yes.
Why would I go from that into this creative venture when I knew that the reason why I wanted to start in the first place was to have freedom,
Yes.
flexibility.
I love the fact that you brought that up. So many of us, when we're switching from the 9 to 5 to becoming entrepreneurs, we don't realize that's a different mindset. That's a completely different mindset. That's a different human. And as an entrepreneur, you understand that money is fluid. It flows. It goes in and it goes out. It can come from any source. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on your clients and being like, okay, my money has to come from them. Because when we do, that pressure becomes a block. And the more that you notice, oh, well, I haven't gotten XYZ amount of money from these clients this week, you are now giving yourself a major roadblock saying, it's not coming. It's not coming. Wait, why isn't it coming? And you keep looking over the block to get it to come. But the reality of it is, you got to remove the block. Money can flow to me from anywhere and everywhere. I welcome it. I love it when money flows into me easily and effortlessly. And let me tell you, y'all, I get random checks in the mail. I'm one of them people. I don't even know. Half the time I'm like, where did this check come from? Why? My mom handed me a paper the other day and she goes, oh, here's some mail. And I said, what you giving me, girl? A check? And I opened it. Sure enough, it was a check. And so the more that we open ourselves up to the play of it all, I allow money to come to me in any form that it wants to, right? You get money in different ways. I won $20,000 on The Price is Right because I allow money to flow to me from wherever it wants to come to me from, honey. I am down for the cause. So it is about understanding that money is meant to circulate. It's not meant for you to hold on tight to it. Money is that lover that has a whole bunch of other lovers and it wants to hang out with the other lovers too. You got to let money go because guess what? The quicker you let it go, the quicker it'll come back to you.
That's the perfect analogy for that because it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you brought up being on the game show
Yes.
because when we did our one on one, we talked about how when you work through those blocks, you get opportunities that come in from nowhere. It just
Everywhere.
seems like it just shows up.
Yeah.
But we also talked about how fast you can go from living in one paradigm into another if you strongly hold on to the belief that money can come to you from places that feel like the unknown.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You could all of a sudden have a great Uncle Rupert who leaves you $50,000. You're like, I didn't even know about this Uncle Rupert. You know what I mean? Like when you just open yourself up to money loves to spend time with me. I heard a video the other day. The woman said, anytime I'm in a room, money is always gonna find its way to me. I was like, oh, that's right. So like I'm now in this energy of anytime I'm in a room, money is gonna find me and it's gonna find its way into my pocketbook or into my bank account or into my wallet. Money is gonna find me. It loves to kick it with me because I'm fun. You know what I mean? I do fun things with my money. And then that's another thing I really wanted to bring up after what you just said is I just finished reading actually. It was so good. Happy Money by Ken Honda. I'm a very big reader. I love to just always educate myself about money. It's so funny. But Happy Money by Ken Honda, so good. And in the Happy Money, he talks about how you want your money to be happy, right? When we're working our 9 to 5, our money can be real stressed. It can be stressed. It can be not fun. You could be unhappy with the money. And just as quickly as the money is unhappy with you, you're spending it unhappily because now you're trying to pay a bill and you don't feel good about paying the bill. Unhappy money is how you are enjoying money in your life. And I am working on happy money. And happy money is receiving money from the ways that make me happy. So flowers make me totally happy and I love doing them. So receiving money through flowers is a joy. Coaching people through mindset totally makes me happy. Love it. So when I receive money through that, I'm happy, they happy, we all happy. But it's not just how you receive it, it's how you spend it. So be happy about it going out because the more that you're happy about it going out, the more happy the money is going to be coming back to you. Happy money.
I feel like I am getting the best advice to continue to work through those practices myself. I'm going to look into that book because I think that's fantastic. And the way that you are explaining it, Again, I think it makes it easy to understand from somebody who's new to money mindset or even expert in money mindset. It was really interesting all morning for some reason, not even thinking that we were going to talk heavily about money energy today. I thought it was going to be manifestation, and who knew where that was going to take us. But I just kept hearing my own dialogue, reflecting on how I have found so much joy this year into spending money on women owned businesses or women owned brands.
Oh,
And I found myself continuing to tally up that almost all of the money that I have invested or spent has gone intentionally and unintentionally to women owned brands and businesses. And as I sat with that, I was like, wow, I am even making more declaration and statements in the ways that I am spending my money by supporting the communities that I connect with mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I think that alone is another way that you can frame some of the ways that you use money or that you feel into the energetics of money is take inventory of where you're spending your money and think about if it makes you feel good and if you
yes,
feel like you are supporting the people, the brands, the organizations, the experiences that
yes,
not only serve you, but also serve the people that you're wanting to serve, which for me, it goes back to my why.
yes. Oh, that's so good. Yes. When you are spending in a way that makes you feel so good inside, that's a different kind of spending. And if you're not, let's say you're like, dang, Coach Jackie, all my money is maxed out to all my bills, and how am I supposed to have fun? Every time you write a bill, write thank you. Thank you. I've not only heard this from Happy Money Book, but also The Secret. Say thank you, which is manifestation based. So I was about to say, I love how you're saying money. We still talk manifestation. But the thing about it is, say thank you. Say thank you as you're spending. Say thank you as you're receiving. You can even pretend like your bill that you're writing out is a check to you. And you can say, thank you, Light Company, for this $600 check. Or thank you, water bill, for the 200 extra dollars. Just say thank you and play, even in the bills that you got right now. Play. Continue to play. I think so many of us get so caught up in being adult and adulting that you forget to honor the inner child in you. Play, honor that human. They're still there. They're still kicking it. They still inside. Hey, what about me? So play with your bills. Pretend like they're checks. Say thank you every time you spend money. Say thank you every time you receive money. Honey, like we were little kids, find a penny, pick it up. Then all day you'll have good luck. You better find them pennies on the floor and start picking them up and start getting excited about them. Don't just say, oh, there goes a penny. Pick it up. Okay, and say then all day I'll have good luck and slap that thing in your wallet. Okay, because what you're doing is you're energetically telling money, hey, I enjoy being with you. Let's become magnets together and rock on with one another. I see you, you see me. Don't just walk past the money. Say thank you for the money. Just all those things. Sorry, I'm all excited.
I love it. That is why I started this recording. I'm like, the energy, what I already knew, what was going to transpire in this was going to be gold. Gold.
So good. So good.
This, you've got me over here reflecting. And I know that we talked about this in our brief one on one, talking about how fast it can come in. I in 2024 had to step away heavily on the business to honor my grief my grief journey that was gifted to me to learn more about myself and learn more about my creativity and my heart, my soul, all the things. And come October, even before I found out that I was pregnant again,
Yeah.
I was like, if there's one thing that I would love, absolutely love to clear out to serve my future self, especially on the path to motherhood, is I would love to clear out my credit card debt.
Mm.
And for me, because of my money work that I have done, I never shamed myself for my credit card debt. I started thanking my debt because it gave me an access and a resource to get things where I could play or feel playful experiences, things, whatever the circumstances were. But I was like, I don't connect to those experiences. Those were in the past. Now I want to clear. I want to clear. I want to release and then move forward with a new way of honoring my money, my debt, because sometimes there's good debt and there's bad debt. I was like, that's just debt that doesn't really fit me anymore. Doesn't fit into this new paradigm shift. I want to leave that behind.
Yeah.
And I had a set perspective as to why I wanted to clear it, but I didn't hold shame over it. When I looked at the number that I owed, I felt no shame. I was like, you helped me get to where I am now, but now I'm ready for the next phase. And I was like, this is very unrealistic from October, November of 2024 with no business. I was like, I would love to clear this out by the end of 2024. If that is meant for me, I want to close it out by the end of 2024. Out of nowhere, I received a check in the mail. Did not know that this was happening behind the scenes. No awareness, was not in my control. Check showed up in the mail for about a $1,200 over the amount of what I actually owed in all of my credit debt. And I immediately had a clear path of what I was going to do with it. I cleared out all of my credit card debt by the end of January. And then I had some of that remaining to have for play, to go towards my creative expenses, things that I felt were weighing me back because I was like, how am I going to cover these when I know that they are essential? The universe and powers at play were like, we've got you. We gave you even a little more than what you initially asked for.
I love this story so much for 1,000 reasons. First of all, I love the fact that you said thank you first. You are thankful for your debt. And again, staying in the gratitude is one of the most, it is the best way to energetically raise your vibration. If you're ever feeling low, just find some things to be thankful for, right? And sometimes the things that you're thankful for can be so silly, but you are thankful for the debt. This is an actual unpopular opinion, and there's somebody that I love who says this all the time. But debt is just a way to pay things off over time. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. It's allowing for you to do things that you wouldn't have been able to do before. So I love the fact that the first thing that you did was hold gratitude. And second of all, you opened up the path for, I don't need to know how. She was like, I ain't got no business running right now. I don't know where this money gonna come from, but I believe it's gonna come. Come on in, money. And it found a way to go to her because money is going to travel in on the path of least resistance. If you're not resistant, it's going to come from somewhere. But the number one thing that I love that you said is you decided. And I think so many of us are like, I would love to, or I hope. Stop hoping, stop dreaming, and decide because you've been brought here to create. You are a creator. And so when you decide something, like you said, the universe or the powers that be, they move whatever they had to move to get you your money. Not even just your money, it was more than the money that she even really required. So when you get to the point where you decide, I've decided that I'm going to be a multimillionaire. It may sound weird at first. You may be like, I do not know how this is supposed to happen. But just know it's going to happen for you. So when you decide, believe it. And it's already yours. In that moment, it's already yours. And all you got to do is get ready. That's it. Get ready.
For lack of a better term, you do have to be a little delusional because I think that's the first trigger that gets you to think about what's possible for you. And for me, I could have sat there and I could have done the typical old me modality. If I just get two clients by the end of December at X amount, then that is how I pay it off. That immediately puts me in this path of performance. And I feel like I am not worthy because I have to attribute something in order to receive. And I immediately was like, I don't even really have the attention or the energy or the capacity to even take on client work in order to get this money. But I'm going to stand so firm that I know why I want to clear this out because I want to have everything, my attention, my beliefs, my emotions go towards something that is so bigger than me, which for me at that time was calling in motherhood, and
Yeah.
then building a business that would support that new identity. I had a big why, but I was like, I'm not going to put myself in a box to feel performative or
Yeah.
that I have to attribute something in order to receive it. I'm like, I'm just going to stand in my belief. I'm going to sit here and I know that it is going to work for me. And I
Yeah.
even continued to mind map that. I'm like, okay, if it goes to 3 months or 6 months into 2025 and that's still not paid off, that's fine.
Yes.
It's still
Exactly.
here. It's not going
Yes.
anywhere. But I still
Yes.
have a goal. That is something that I want to clear out in order to welcome in something new.
1000%. And then many of us, we get caught up in the, like you said, I could get two clients. That's you trying to figure out the how. I talk about this all the time. It's one of my favorite things to talk about, but it's like a GPS system. Put in what you want in the GPS. This is what you want. You know why you want to get there, right? So let's say you're trying to go to somebody's birthday party. It's your best friend's party. You put the address in. You know why you want to go. That's your best friend. You want to celebrate them. You're excited about the party. Let's go. And then follow the directions. There's nothing else you got to do. And I think so many of us like, but what about the action? The inspired action will come, right? For you, you didn't even have to do nothing. They sent you a check. Sometimes there's nothing for you to even do. Sometimes you just wake up at the destination. It can happen so quickly, but you know what makes it happen faster? Your belief. How much do you believe it? You are willing to say, hey, whenever it comes, the end of the year is when I want it. I can wait if it takes a couple months or two, but you believe without a shadow of the doubt that it was going to come. It wasn't maybe it'll come. I hope it comes. If it comes, we got to knock that kind of conversation out. When it comes, it's already mine. I can't wait till it gets here. So excited to see what happens next. Because again, the how is none of your business. But what is your business is seeing it first. Like you said, you got to be a little delulu. And when we come from what we want with that kind of energy, whatever it is that you desire is already yours because you already feel like it's yours. That's why you're going to go after it no matter what nobody say, no matter what nobody does, it's mine and you in it. If you remember, you're being hypnotized constantly. I'm a hypnosis practitioner as well. You're being hypnotized constantly from the TV that you watch, the social media that you're scrolling through, even the algorithm for the ads that you receive. They're hypnotizing you constantly. And that's why people try to have hooks within 7 seconds because they're trying to hypnotize you to stay and watch. You have the opportunity to do that for yourself. Self hypnosis is something that you could do for yourself. And affirmations, self hypnosis, right? You're basically auto suggesting to your brain what you want to see happen next. You ain't got to believe your affirmations. Don't believe the hype when people say you ain't going to get it until you believe it. You don't have to believe it right now because guess what? A thought becomes a belief when practiced long enough. Okay. And the only reason you believe what you believe right now is you've been practicing those thoughts probably all your life. So now you get to change what you believe. Now you get to change how you receive. Now you get to choose how you get to receive money. And so doing so looks like you just making up the new thoughts, the new words, the new statements, and going with it, sticking with it, consistently reminding yourself. Don't let the world hypnotize you. You get to choose. Hypnotize yourself to what you really want to see happen.
I think that's a perspective that a lot of people miss. And it's because I haven't even found anybody who explains it in that way. But you're basically conveying that we are naturally manifesting through our own thoughts, even when we don't even know it. And we probably have our whole entire life.
Yep.
So the fact that we can even see this reality, we can have this desire, it's because we know that we are worthy of it and it is within our reach. You just have to go through a little bit of the messy, confusing middle in order to
Yes.
make it happen.
Yes. And that brings me to one of my favorite points because the reality of it is there's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. Just like any roller coaster. There's a parts of the roller coaster you don't like as much as other parts. Me on roller coaster rides, I don't like the big dips, but I love a good loop de loop. Where other people are enjoying the good dips, but the loop de loops make them dizzy. When you treat life like the roller coaster it is and throw your hands up and just say, "Wee," you have so much more fun on the ride. You're gonna go through the drama because anytime you're moving from something and somewhere that you've been all along and you got to move into this new way of being, there's gonna be uncomfortable moments. There's gonna be messy situations that you're gonna have to deal with. But when you have the mindset to know, okay, this was okay, we gonna keep creating. I'm gonna keep thinking about this thing that I'm on my way to. The mess doesn't feel as bad. It doesn't feel as uncomfortable. I started this flower shop. I made mistakes. And in those mistakes, it may feel uncomfortable. But then, even in the uncomfortable mistakes, guess what? I've never thought, oh, this is terrible. I can't believe all these bad things are happening. I'm like, okay, what is the lesson I'm learning here? Whatever it is, I'm walking away with it and it's making me bigger, better, badder. I'm about to be the bomb after this, right? And don't let the mess take you out. Let the mess be your stepping stone to the next level that you're on your way to being.
From my own perspective, like going through grief and going through setbacks and these pauses that I commonly refer to them as, I always look to them as this space that is trying to show me something or trying to teach me something. So the fact that you just hit upon that practice of opening your mind to be like, what is the lesson in this? What is the reminder? That I feel holds you at this higher frequency when
Yes.
you might think that the experience that you're going through is actually a low frequency experience and you feel like that's not working out in your favor. It actually is. You just have to be aware and open to what it might be trying to teach you or show you in those moments.
Yes. Every time. Just like working out. Nobody likes to work out. Nobody says, yes, I'm going to go work out. You're excited to get to the gym. But when you're in there, you're not like, best thing ever as you're lifting weights or sweating like a crazy person or you're going through it, but it's strengthening you. It's making you stronger. And then you end up enjoying working out because why? You know the outcome, not the process of the process, but you know the outcome. You like, I'm gonna be fine as wine once I get up off this bike. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but the same thing. Treat your experiences that don't feel so great the same way. I'm gonna be a bad mama jamma once I get out of this. And hey, once you get through it, you sure are. You are bigger, you're better, you're so amazing. You've learned so much. People are going to be able to come to you now, and your test has now turned into your testimony. Now you're helping others because you've been tested.
Your test becomes your testimony.
Yeah.
Wow. That alone can be, in a way, an affirmation to help you go through those moments, the challenging experiences.
1000%. I'm an impatient person. I have an affirmation on my wall right over here that says, I am trusting the journey. Literally, I am trusting the journey. I got to remind myself because I'm impatient and I want everything to happen right when I want to happen. Ashley, you taught me something today. Ashley was like, I said, I want to pay it, but if it goes a couple months into 2025, hey, it is what it is. I'm impatient. I'm like, what better happen by the end of the year or I'm going to be upset. We can't be upset. We got to, hey, I'm trusting the journey. Or hey, even if it's a couple months in, we good. It's still going to happen for me. I believe. And you get to receive. So I love that. You taught me something today, Ashley. I love it.
This is a high frequency conversation.
Yeah.
And hopefully, everyone listening, if you're with us up to this point, I hope you just got a masterclass on how to use your money mindset as a way to manifest. Jacqui, it has been such an honor to be in your energy, your frequency. It's such a gift to be in the position that I'm in because I'm not only learning, but I'm getting to share the brilliance of other people and there's going to be so many people who are going to learn from you. So thank you, thank you,
Hey,
thank you.
Ashley, thank you. I appreciate you for having the platform for people to be able to come, for people to be able to learn, and for people like me to be able to shine our lights. You are a straight gift, girl. We appreciate you.